You're sitting in a car dealership finance office. It's 8:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. The fluorescent lights are flickering, you're on your fourth cup of bad coffee, and you're exhausted. After 3 hours of back and forth, the finance manager finally slides a single piece of paper. He circled one number in red ink, $847. That's your monthly payment, he says with a rehearsed smile. Most people with your income are paying at least this much nowadays. And in that moment, $847 feels fine. It's basically the cost of a few nice dinners out, a gym membership, and a couple of streaming subscriptions. You justify it in your head. You tell yourself you've worked hard, you deserve a reliable ride, and hey, the truck has heated seats and a 12-inch touchscreen. So you grab the pen, you sign the 84-month contract, and you drive away in a machine that smells. But 6 weeks later, the new car smell has faded. You're sitting in your driveway, looking at that truck, and a cold realization hits you. What the hell did I just do to my life? Here is the truth that car dealerships desperately hope you never figure out. You didn't just commit to an $847 monthly payment. You committed to destroying approximately $1,398,342 of future wealth over the next 30 years. That isn't a guess. That isn't hyperbole. That is the actual brutal math of your life. My name is Future Junction 22, and today we are going to pull back the curtain on the car industry's greatest lie. We are going to look at why you are still broke despite making a good salary, and why the answer is probably parked right outside your front door. To understand why that $847 payment is so toxic, we have to talk about something called opportunity cost. Most people think a car costs what the sticker says. If the MSRP is $50,000, they think they spent $50,000. They are wrong. They are catastrophically wrong. In the world of wealth building, money has two jobs. It can either buy you things that go down in value, or it can be invested in things that go up in value. When you send $847 to a bank every month, that money is dead to you. It's gone. But if that money was working for you, it would be a wealth building. The S&P 500, the top 500 companies in America, has averaged about a 10% annual return for the last century. This includes the Great Depression, the dot-com crash, the 2008 housing crisis, and the 2020 pandemic. Over the long term, the market is the greatest wealth creator in history. Now, let's run the numbers. If you took that same $847 a month and instead of giving it to GM Financial or Toyota Credit, you put it into a boring, low-cost index fund, starting at age 25. By the time you are 35, you'd have $162,000. By the time you are 45, you'd have $583,000. By the time you reach 55, a typical retirement age, you would have $1,889,000. But you didn't do that. You bought a truck. And in 30 years, that truck is a pile of rusted metal in a junkyard worth maybe $500 a scrap. You literally traded $2 million of freedom for a piece of machinery that loses value every single time you turn the key. You are working for your car. Your car is not working for you. This is why the middle class stays middle class. They spend their seed money on things that rot, instead of planting it in. Let's look at how this plays out in a real-life scenario. Meet Jake and Marcus. Both are 29 years old. Both work as software analysts. Both earn exactly $72,000 a year. Jake is tired of looking broke. He wants to feel like he's finally made it. So he goes to the dealership and buys a brand new $52,000 Chevy Silverado. With a small down payment, his monthly bill is $847. He justifies it because his company gives him a $300 travel allowance. In his mind, the truck only costs him $547 out of pocket. This is dealer logic, and it is why Jake will be working until he is 70 years old. Marcus, on the other hand, understands the game. He buys a 2017 Honda Accord with 60,000 miles on it. He pays $17,000 cash, which he saved up over 2 years by living in a smaller apartment. It's boring. It doesn't have the latest tech, but it is paid off. Marcus takes that same $847 that Jake is sending to the bank and sets up an automatic transfer to his brokerage account. He never even sees the money. He treats it like a bill he has to pay to his... Fast forward 10 years. Jake's Silverado is starting to have engine trouble. He's tired of it, so he trades it in, even though he's still underwater on the loan, and rolls that debt into a new $60,000 SUV. The cycle repeats. Over 30 years, Jake owns 5 different vehicles. He pays over $305,000 in principal payments and another $75,000 in interest to various banks. At age 59, Jake has a driveway full of depreciated metal and a retirement account that makes him sweat every time he looks at it. Marcus, meanwhile, kept driving used cars. He bought a new, to him, car every 8 years, always paying cash. His investment account? After 30 years of discipline, it is sitting at $1,889,000. One morning, Marcus walks into his boss's office and hands in his resignation. He's 59, healthy, and completely free. Jake is sitting 3 cubicles away, staring at his computer screen, wondering how he's going to make his next car payment. This isn't just a story about vehicles, it's a story about time. Marcus bought 15 years of his life back. Jake sold his life to a car company. But wait, the financial damage is even worse than the payment itself. When you finance a car, the lender owns that car, and because they own it, they force you to protect their asset. This means you are required to carry full coverage insurance. The average cost of full coverage insurance for a new truck is around $2,400 a year. Marcus, with his paid-off Honda, pays for basic liability, which costs him $800 a year. That's a $1,600 annual difference. If Marcus invests just that insurance savings, he adds another $280,000 to his net worth over 30 years. Then there is the mental prison. 42% of vehicle owners say their auto loan causes them genuine daily stress. When you have an $850 payment hanging over your head, you can't take risks. You can't leave a toxic boss. You can't move to a new city for a better opportunity. You can't start that side business you've been dreaming about. You are tethered to your desk, because if you miss 2 payments, the repo man shows up in your driveway. Wealthy people drive boring cars for a reason. A study of 10,000 millionaires found that the most common car brand among them wasn't BMW or Mercedes, it was Toyota. The median price a millionaire pays for a car is $31,000. These are people who could buy a Ferrari in cash, yet they choose to drive a 5-year-old Highlander. Why? Because they know that cars are tools, not trophies. They understand that a car's only job is to get you from point A to point B safely. Anything beyond that is just an expensive ego boost. So how do you break the cycle? How do you stop being a Jake and start being a Marcus? Here is the At Future Junction 2 Playbook. Step 1. Stop the bleeding. If you currently have a car loan, pay it off as fast as humanly possible. Every extra dollar you throw at that principal is a dollar that stops earning the bank interest. Step 2. The 3 to 5 year rule. Never buy brand new. A car loses the most value in its first 3 years. Let some other Jake pay for that depreciation. Buy a certified pre-owned vehicle that is already 40% cheaper than it was on the showroom floor. Step 3. Become your own lender. Once your car is paid off, don't stop paying that $847. Instead, send it to a high-yield savings account or an index fund. When you need your next car in 8 years, you pay for it in cash using the interest you earned, and you keep. Stop working for a badge on your grill. Stop trying to impress people at red lights who you don't even know. Start working for the person you will be in 20 years. Because at the end of the day, no one will remember what you drove, but you will certainly remember whether or not you are free. If this math made you angry, good. Use that anger to change your financial future. Hit the subscribe button for @FutureJunction2 for more deep dives into the math of wealth. Choose freedom. I'll see you in the next one.